Bust down rolling for the hell of it. It's my time to shine, spotlights is my element. Fuck a plain Jane, don't insult my intelligence. I don't plan on selling it, so I don't see the relevance. You niggas having pawn shop nightmares. I'm light years ahead of niggas, even on a light year. Dom Perignon stain the laces of my night ears. Born poor, but I'ma die rich, nigga, life's fair.
You know what I mean?
You got like, a 401k.
Listen, come on, man. I'm about to leave here. We gonna leave here. We gonna go, you know what I'm saying, to my little Cuban restaurant and have a little drink, have my salmon and you know, then kale salad. And nobody's gonna know who the fuck I am. And me and my brother can sit and have a meal and just fellowship and chop it up. You know what I mean?
I got you.
That's what's important to me, you know, and that's the point, again, just going back to the point of signing a deal before being contractually bound before you know who you are. I had to make peace with who I was. And a lot of times people, and POOH talks about it in the doc too, of like, a lot of times people in the game, you know, they expect you to be very outgoing and extroverted and just something to party, I'm popping bottles and whatever. And that just was not me.
Do you want the credit though?
Well, I think the credit.
Do you want to be acknowledged?
You too, POOH. Like, chime in on this as well.
Yeah.
Oh, well, I was different. This is not something I ever thought I'd be doing. So when I got that opportunity at the major label, I'm like, shit, nigga, I want to stay here. Like, I don't know. We did the independent thing. I didn't like that. Like now, it wasn't us doing it ourselves.
It wasn't us. Yeah.
It wasn't even the work. It was, and it wasn't even. Looking back now, wasn't the actual being independent. It was just the people we were dealing with, right? Because they didn't honor the deal we signed. But I'm like, we got to the goal. Stay at the goal. Like, we could go somewhere else. It ain't got to be here. Like, because at the time I was talking to Shaka Zulu's people from DTP. I got Ronnie Johnson, rest in peace. He had left Atlantic, was over at Capitol. He was like, shit, I know I fuck with y'all. I love to have y'all here. So I knew there was other opportunities for us. And this was part of where we failed as brothers and
just having that
group
conversation.
Members was having that conversation. But for me, I was just like, hey, bruh, it ain't work here. That don't mean it can't work here.
And for me, I was like, yeah, fuck all this shit.
Yeah, like,
because to me, it was like, I just saw it as, and me and POOH, we talked about it, of course, but I just saw it as, okay, we could go to another label, but it's the same thing. We're still, you know, we have Ronnie Johnson, rest in peace. We have him at Capitol. We have Shaka Zulu, you know, at Def Jam, who was interested at the time. But it's like, that's one guy. If this guy leaves, if he gets fired, we're fucked. And we're back at square one, having to now campaign inside the building for these people to push the product that they own forever. Like, get the fuck out of here, dude. I'm not, that's insanity.
So what was your backup plan if that was to happen?
If, backup plan if, what, in terms of?
You just said.
Oh, well, for me, I think it was, I just saw from 2003 to like 2007, like in that 4 year period, whatever, we put out a record on every kind of label you could put a record out on. You know what I mean? We did The Listening, which was on ABB, which was a very small independent. And then I did, with my other group, The Foreign Exchange, we did the album Connected on BBE, which at the time, they were indie, but they were reputable indie. They were putting out like the Jay Dilla, Welcome to Detroit. They were doing the Beat Generation series. They were very reputable, and you know, and they did right by us business wise. And so then in 05, you know, we did the Chitlin circuit on Koch.
Yeah, I remember that.
Back then, you know what I mean? And at the time, Koch was indie, but they had big boy capacity, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
They was running all, you know, that was when like Jim Jones was like running all the Dipset shit through there. So like they was, you know, they was moving records. And then we had The Listening, we had the Minstrel Show on Atlantic, which was a major. So I just look back over our career and I'm just like, dude, we put out a record on every kind of label you can put a record out on, and none of these motherfuckers have made our job any easier. We're still doing the same amount of work. If I'm gonna do this, if I'm gonna do the work for ABB or BBE or Atlantic or whoever, nigga, I can just do that work for me.
Right.
You know what I mean? Because the work is still the same. And that's what I say, to artists now when they talk about, what's the difference between, a major artist or independent artist. Nigga, every artist is an independent artist.
Right.
It's going to be your moves. You're going to have to bust your own moves. It's going to be the videos you shoot, your own team. You know what I mean? Like, the labels, they don't sign artists. They sign other labels, essentially. Like, you're not just a rapper or a producer or or whatever, singer. You have to be a one-man or one-woman production team.
They don't want the difference is on the back end.
Yeah.
Where the major label just has access to more resources.
Right.
Than obviously you would have on your own.
In the front,
right.
Or a smaller label would have. But the work is yours.
Right.
Because the motherfuckers ain't working.
Which they don't understand. Which most artists don't understand.
They ain't working like you think they working.
Yeah, and that was it. Like, that was, again, going back to just that disillusionment part, I thought, that signing to a major, it's like, okay, they have the answers.
Right.
And then when we got there, and it was just like,
Nobody.
y'all motherfuckers just guessing too. It's like, nigga, I can guess by myself. I don't need to be no goddamn 360 deal to guess.
Right.
The fuck? You know what I mean? like, this makes no sense to me. And so, but that was kind of to your question. Yeah, that was what it was. I just, we did our record with my group, Foreign Exchange, Leave It All Behind. And we did that independently. And we ended up getting nominated for a Grammy in 2010. And, we didn't win, but I was just like, dude, our 3-man team, we ran this to the Grammys. Like, bruh, like
That's good though.
I'm
Fuck
done.
that.
Like,
Yeah, man.
what we gotta talk
got nominated.
That's a fact.
That's a win.
The thing to
Yeah.
talk about is
Nominated.
who should have got fired. Somebody should have got fired behind. You let these motherfuckers, did they just...
right.
Somebody got the... See, what it looked like was, from the outside looking in, not knowing any of the story, what it looked like is you guys signed to Atlantic. All of a sudden, the album breaks, the group breaks up. There's like all this internal beef you're hearing about, and it just looked like a nut. So when you say the label wasn't the bad guy, but it just so happened to coincide with all these terrible things that
like
were
it.
happening to like your favorite group on the outside looking in, it's like, damn, they beefing with Knife, this got something to do with money.
Yeah.
The fucking album break, this got something to do with Knife and
The
them.
foundation wasn't right before we even got to the landing.
So let's go back. Let's go back a little
Yeah.
bit to the college days and how you guys met Ninth and how he was instrumental in your atmosphere.
Man, this was...
I don't even remember how I met. Like, I can't remember how we met. We ran in the same circles.
Yeah.
Was it you that said that, or was it you that said you met him once, and then you ain't meet him till months later?
Yeah, that was me.
That was
Yeah.
you.
We
Okay,
met,
okay.
and he was at the time, we were moving in. I was playing football at the time. And so the football players, we would always move in the dorm. We had to come early because we had camp. And so we were moving into the dorms, and we had been there for a little bit. And so we came in, and, I just saw Ninth in the dorm, and he had a Source magazine. And I was like, yo, man, let me see that. You know what I mean? And I always describe it, at that time, this is 98. So this is 98, and this is a black college in the South. So No Limit got shit on lock, nigga.
Yeah.
Like, it was nothing. Like, niggas used to be driving around with the damn No Limit like pendant, in the mirrors.
On that.
Yes, the tank. Like, it was like P was like, he had niggas in the chokehold.
You was a No Limit soldier, or you was weird.
Yeah, that was it. And so I come in and I see this guy with a Source magazine going up over a Most Def, Black on Both Sides. I'm like, oh, this nigga weird like me.
Where my dogs at? Yeah, welcome me back. Where my dogs at? Yeah, welcome me back. Where my dogs at? Yeah, welcome me back. It's 9 niggas single again. Yeah, I'm single. In the club tryna mingle. Fuck relationships cause a nigga never been for. Can't have just one like a Pringle. So I'ma keep it simple, listen here. Icy on my wrist aware. No guilt, I'm in the clear. Photos of my ex on my Instagram disappear. Single, in the club tryna mingle. Fuck relationships cause a